Okay, guys, good morning. Yesterday, I think I've explained regarding the buyer side of a business transaction. So today, let me explain regarding the seller side of the transaction. Yeah. So what you do is before you enter a business, first you must identify the target market, the industry that you want to enter, and the segmentation of pricing of the industry you want to enter. What you do is, of course, once you define that, you have to research which is your target customer, and then once your research is done, then you focus on the customer visits. This is if it is this apply usually most if the products is based on the business to business items. Once you do the customer visits, the idea is to actually explain you the items that you sell. You explain to your the company you are, and you explain yourself. You present yourself accordingly. Then after it's done, then from then on you can segregate all the customers that you have visited according to three types. Are they prospect? Are they lead? Are they opportunity? So all of this segregation is just only to for you to follow up clearly which time you can allocate to them. Okay, secondly, the exhibitions. Exhibitions actually is an event organized by an organizer where buyer and seller meet. This usually takes the big event usually in China. For example, Guangzhou Fair, Automechanica Shanghai. There's lots of other kind of exhibition. Okay, once you join the exhibition, you of course you will meet some of potential customer that they will like your product, they're interested in your product. What you do is after you already verify the customer that is a true customer, then it's not a scam customer. What you do is, of course, in the system you have to make your master customer. What this allows is you register the customer in the system, which allow you to do sales transaction to the customer. Okay, once you do the master customer, what you do is when the customer asks you for a price, ask you to quote a price, you give them the price. This is in ERP. The documentation used called sales quotation. Okay, once you give the price and they said, oh, it's too expensive, and you give a counter price. Of course, this is offer price, what we said. Okay, once the price is okay, it's accepted, what you do is the sales give documentation of sales order. The customer, of course, will then give you a purchase order confirmation. After it's done, then we have to give sales order confirmation to the customer. And then for the if it is a cash basis transaction, so the customer have to pay and we receive the payment before we process for the delivery of the goods. Once the goods are delivered, it is right for us to give a sales invoice. Okay, thirdly, if let's say any transaction of sales regarding the shipments or the goods received, or if there is any problem, what you do is the customer will give you will complain to you, and what you do is you write down a complaint case, which is a system whereby you monitor all the complaints that are given by the customer. Okay, once the complaint case are received, what you do is you can have three solutions for the customer. One is, of course, you give them a instruction for the return of the goods. Secondly, you give them credit note. Credit note is the amount of money that you want to compensate the customer due to the complaint that they receive. And thirdly, of course, the good replacement. The good replacement is whereby you don't want to give them any money, so you just want to replace the goods that that's faulty, not up to standard according to the required. Okay, lastly, to stimulate the customer, what you do is actually you give a target based incentive for the customer, which is based on the yearly target. If let's say one person, you target them for, let's say, for $100,000 US. Once if they receive the $100,000 US, maybe you give them a 3% rebate, 4% rebate, or maybe an incentive trip. This is to stimulate the customer to buy more from you. Secondly, customer loyalty program. This is just an incremental binding of a customer to keep buying from you. Usually this is a small gift, like for example you will get a home electronics or handphone, just to stimulate the daily and the monthly processes. Lastly, this is tools usually done by a lot of countries, which is kickback incentive. Kickback incentive actually is not ethic at all, yeah, but sometimes they do that because due to the pressure of the buyer person in charge. The buyer sometimes they want to get some money for their authorization of buying through from which vendor. Okay guys, I think that is all that I can explain regarding all the buying purchases processes. Hope you guys can understand. Thank you very much. Bye bye.